Hello, my name is Todd Krim, and today I'm going to show you how to improve your presentations virtually overnight. Let's start though with the problem that we're solving. And the problem usually comes, I think, from this. You have to give a presentation and you don't have a lot of time. Along with that, you're probably expected to have some kind of visual aid, in other words, a slideshow. So what happens? You probably go into PowerPoint or maybe Keynote if you're using that, and you write it there. The problem with this is that presentation software naturally causes you to create a sort of phrasing in your presentation that is very unnatural. Typically, you'll bring in a new slide, for example, and you put your topic at the top, and then you'll put in your first bullet, and then you put in your second, and then you put in your third, and after a while, you notice that as you add more bullets, your text is starting to automatically shrink, and that tells you that your slide is getting too cluttered. So you start a new slide. Now, even if you're continuing your thought from the last slide, this is still going to create a kind of break in the phrasing of your presentation. It just can't be avoided. The reason this is a problem is that this very regular grouping of your thoughts, and therefore the way they are delivered, is at best fatiguing for your audience, and maybe frustrating. And it just might be, if they're very sensitive to this sort of thing, that it drives them absolutely bonkers. So what should you do? Some people would say, well, go into Word and write it there, and that might work. But it's just as likely that you're still going to be in that presentation mindset. Therefore, what you need to do is take yourself out of this framework that is naturally leading you to do those things and to go to that outcome. So what I'm going to suggest is this. Still go into Word because you can't get away from technology entirely, but don't write out your presentation, and definitely don't write it as an outline. Instead, make sure you know your information so well that if you had to, you could go right now to that meeting room or to that Zoom meeting or whatever and give your presentation immediately. So when you know your topic inside, outside, upside down, to quote the old children's book, click here to begin giving your presentation in Microsoft Word. Just talk your way through it. Don't worry too much about when a slide should start or end. Don't think about that structure at all. Just think about maybe one person that you want to tell about this topic, and in your mind, give the presentation to them. When you're finished, read through what you've done, and as appropriate, as needed, assuming it's needed at all, create slides to illustrate, emphasize, and explain what you're talking about. Of course, this will be hard to do if you have one long run-on sentence, so there are a couple of things you should learn to do. It will take a little getting used to, but once you have, it will flow very, very naturally. Every time you need a comma, for example, say the word comma. When you need to end a sentence, say the word period, and so on for most common punctuation marks. To start a new paragraph, instead of saying paragraph as you would in the old days if you were dictating your presentation or speech to an actual human being, you say the phrase new line. To double space a paragraph, just say new line twice. It is true that this takes a bit longer than simply writing your presentation in PowerPoint, but your results are going to be so much better. And you may find that you're not actually losing any time. After all, you still need to practice your presentation, and as you're doing this, you are, in fact, practicing your presentation. In addition, if you're going to put this online, you might want to have a transcription, and guess what? If you do this in Word using its dictation software, you've got your transcription ready-made. So try this approach and see if it doesn't give you a better presentation when you're done.